Have you ever noticed how many people believe magic is just superstition or an illusionist's trick? Well, the truth is quite different, and perhaps even a bit controversial. Magic exists, and it can transform your reality. But it's not about glowing wands or movie spells. We're talking about something much deeper, an ancient knowledge, kept secret for centuries, that unites spirituality, energy, and inner awakening. What few people know is that Wicca, far from myths and prejudices, is a path to balance and abundance. It's as if each element of nature holds the key to unlocking power, healing, and protection. Those who discover these fundamentals realize that life doesn't have to be all heavy routine and endless worries. There's a way to create harmony and transformation in everyday life, and it all starts with simple steps anyone can take. Now, imagine if you had access to this hidden knowledge, capable of showing you how the moon influences your energy, how simple rituals can open doors, and how even small spells can bring about great change. Sound bold? Yes, but it's precisely this spiritual awakening that can change the course of your journey. What follows isn't distant theory, it's living practice, one you can apply today. Wiccan magic isn't just about spells, lit candles, or whispered words in the dark. It is, above all, a path of spirituality, a deep connection with the sacred, and a spiritual awakening that touches every aspect of life. The foundations of Wicca reveal that its true power lies not hidden in ancient grimoires or some inaccessible occult secret, but in the way we experience everyday reality. It is ancient wisdom intertwined with the present, showing that every gesture can be a ritual and every choice an act of transformation. Imagine, for example, someone who believes that Wicca is simply casting a spell to obtain love or prosperity. This would be like looking only at the tip of an iceberg and ignoring all the grandeur beneath. Wiccan magic is white magic that involves balance, respect for the elements, and connection with the spirituality that inhabits everything. The awakening it proposes is both internal and external. Healing, protection, and harmony go hand in hand, leading the person to discover their own strength and inner divinity. A true practitioner understands that Wiccan magic is, in essence, a philosophy of life. It's waking up in the morning and realizing that even the simple act of breathing can be a ritual of energy and abundance. It's learning to observe the moon, feel the breeze, hear the running water, and see in them the foundations of an ancient knowledge that still pulses within us. When this is understood, spirituality ceases to be something distant and becomes a constant presence. And, believe me, it is precisely in this realization that Wicca's connection with nature and the elements begins to reveal itself. At the heart of Wicca is the conviction that everything is living, pulsating energy, and that nature holds secrets that teach us daily. The elements, earth, water, fire, and air, are not just symbols, but forces that shape our reality and sustain spirituality. When someone lights a candle, they feel the warmth of a miniature sun. When they touch the ground, they perceive the stability of the earth. When they take a deep breath, they recognize the power of air. And when they drink water, they experience the fluidity of life. It is in this balance that magic becomes palpable, transforming every gesture into a ritual of connection. A practitioner who wishes to awaken their inner strength can begin simply, walking barefoot on the grass to feel the earth's ancient energy, or listening to the sound of the waves as if receiving a healing spell directly from the ocean. No grand ceremony is necessary to experience this harmony. Simply open your senses and notice how nature speaks to you. This spiritual awakening is accompanied by an abundance of signs, such as a sudden breeze amidst a doubt or the unexpected warmth of a ray of sunlight illuminating a moment of indecision. The power of Wicca lies in this deep dive into the occult, which has, in fact, always been visible. The secret is learning to listen to the elements as one would an ancient master. Many rituals of protection and transformation begin with this very observation, casting a sacred circle, invoking the four elements, and allowing the energy to flow in balance. White magic manifests when human beings recognize themselves as part of this cosmic dance, and it is precisely in this rhythm that the cycles of the moon begin to show their influence on our inner strength and on the most powerful rituals. Many people believe that Wiccan magic only occurs in elaborate rituals, filled with rare objects and complicated words. But the truth is that the most powerful foundations lie in simple gestures, in everyday life that becomes sacred. A ritual of thanksgiving upon waking, lighting a candle with the intention of protection, or even an energetic bath with herbs can open paths to healing and transformation. These small acts awaken the energy that already resides within us, connecting spirituality, balance, and abundance naturally. Imagine someone arriving home, tired after a turbulent day. Instead of giving in to the weight of stress, they decide to light a white candle, take a deep breath, and give thanks for 3 good things that happened that day. This simple ritual is already a magical circle of protection, an emotional healing spell that renews strength. The secret lies in the intention. It transforms this ordinary gesture into white magic, capable of aligning body, mind, and spirit in harmony. These connection rituals don't require haste or perfection, just presence. Placing a glass of water on your bedside table before bed, for example, can symbolize the moon's energy, bringing serenity to your dreams. Burning incense at dawn can be an invitation to abundance and the transformation of the reality to come. Mystery lies in simplicity, and the more you practice, the more you realize how natural cycles, especially those of the moon, intensify this power and guide your spiritual awakening. In Wicca, the moon is more than a star in the sky. It's a silent teacher guiding the rhythm of spirituality and transformation. Each phase carries a specific energy that influences our rituals, emotions, and even our power of manifestation. When the new moon appears, the portal of spiritual awakening opens, an ideal time to plant intentions, sow desires, and trust in the power of the occult that grows silently. At the full moon, abundance and energy are at their peak, ready to strengthen spells of protection, healing, and love. A simple example: someone who desires prosperity might write their goals on a piece of paper during the waxing moon, storing it in a small jar with coins and herbs of abundance, such as cinnamon and bay leaf. By following the moon's growth, this person strengthens the spell, fueling the energy until the full moon brings the harvest of what was sown. This ritual, as simple as it may seem, is a sacred circle in itself, as it connects personal reality with the ancient flow of nature. Lunar cycles remind us that nothing is static. Everything is born, grows, matures, and renews itself. Understanding this is understanding the foundations of Wiccan magic, which teaches us to harmonize our energy with the divine mystery of the moon. Spirituality is strengthened when we allow ourselves to be guided by these rhythms, finding balance and wisdom in each phase. And it is precisely in this flow, where symbols and circles come to life, that magic intensifies and creates spaces of power and protection. Since ancient times, symbols have carried within them the energy of mystery and hidden wisdom. In Wicca, they are not mere drawings, but keys that open portals to spirituality and the transformation of reality. The pentagram, for example, represents the elements: earth, water, fire, air, and spirit, in perfect harmony, functioning as a visual spell of protection and balance. These symbols, when used in rituals, reinforce the connection with white magic and remind the practitioner of the power of the sacred that dwells in everything. The magic circle, in turn, is one of the most important foundations of the practice. It creates a sacred space where energy is enhanced, protected, and directed. By casting the circle, whether physically with salt, candles, or even mentally with the power of intention, the Wiccan establishes a boundary between the ordinary world and the spiritual plane. Within it, everything becomes ritual, and the energy flows like a crystal-clear river, bringing healing, abundance, and spiritual awakening. It is within this circle that many occult secrets are revealed, bringing strength and wisdom. Want to try something practical? On a full moon night, light a white candle, draw an imaginary circle around it, and visualize this space as a sphere of protective light. Then write a request for transformation or protection on a piece of paper and place it in the center of the circle. This simple practice can awaken ancestral energy and create a powerful field of balance. And just as symbols and circles hold mystery, natural elements, such as herbs, crystals, and candles, also become indispensable allies on the path of Wiccan magic. In Wiccan practice, natural elements are more than tools. They are carriers of living energy, capable of channeling the power of the sacred and transforming reality. Herbs bring with them the ancient wisdom of the forests, crystals, the hidden secret of the earth, and candles, the flame of spirituality that ignites inner awakening. Each carries a unique purpose, and when used in ritual, they become allies in healing, protection, abundance, and balance. It is as if nature itself extends its hand to guide the practitioner. For example, a simple sprig of rosemary can be used for energetic purification and protection. Passing the herb around the body acts as a cleansing spell, dissolving dense energies. A rose quartz stone, placed under the pillow, can help heal emotional wounds and attract true love. and a green candle lit during the waxing moon enhances prosperity, acting as a magical circle of light that opens the way to abundance. These are simple gestures, yet charged with power and mystery. The secret lies in understanding that each herb, crystal, or candle is an extension of the divine energy that inhabits the natural world. When the practitioner connects with these elements, they are not just using objects, but rather activating ancestral forces that vibrate in harmony with their intention. This connection awakens not only personal power, but also the wisdom that white magic is, above all, a path of balance and transformation. And it is precisely in this inner journey, where self-knowledge flourishes, that the true power of Wicca is revealed. More than external rituals, Wicca is a deep dive into one's own being. Each practice, each spiritual gesture, acts as a mirror reflecting who one truly is. Magic doesn't just transform the world around us, it brings about an inner transformation, awakening hidden gifts, strengthening confidence, and revealing ancestral strength that lay dormant. It is in the silence of the sacred circle that answers to seemingly insoluble questions often emerge. A practical example: when performing a simple meditation ritual with a lit candle, one may be surprised to discover emotions that were previously hidden. This direct contact with the energy of fire awakens spiritual clarity, helping one see previously hidden paths. It's as if the spell is cast not only on the environment, but also within the soul. Thus, Wicca becomes a guide to spiritual awakening, a path that leads not only to white magic, but also to profound self-knowledge. Throughout this journey, reality begins to transform from the inside out. The person discovers they have the power to heal their emotional wounds, attract abundance, and create balance where there was once chaos. This awakening isn't instantaneous, but each ritual, each symbol, each connection with sacred energy opens new doors. And it's at this point that many mistake Wicca for something dark, when in fact it is light, wisdom, and harmony, something that deserves to be clarified. For a long time, Wicca was shrouded in mystery and prejudice, confused with obscure and misunderstood practices. The truth, however, is that its foundations are rooted in spirituality, respect for nature, and white magic, which seeks balance, protection, and healing. It's not about dark spells or occult pacts, but rather a philosophy of life that values harmony with the elements and spiritual awakening. Therefore, it's important to separate myth from reality and recognize the ancient wisdom that guides this path. A common example: many people believe that witchcraft means invoking negative forces, but in Wicca, a simple ritual of giving thanks to the full moon is already considered magic, and there's nothing dark about it. Lighting a candle for protection, using herbs for healing, or meditating for balance are practices of light, not shadow. The secret is understanding that Wiccan power lies in intention. That which arises from the heart, with respect for the sacred, manifests only positive energy. This dispels the misconception that Wicca threatens or harms. On the contrary, it protects, strengthens, and connects. Those who follow this path realize that true magic lies in consciously transforming reality, bringing abundance and wisdom. It is a practice that awakens human beings to their own divinity and invites them to live in greater harmony. And, once the myths are shattered, there is room to learn how even small spells can bring about great changes in everyday life. The beauty of Wicca lies in demonstrating that transformation doesn't require grand rituals. Often, it's small spells that create profound changes in reality. An energetic bath with simple herbs, such as rue and rosemary, can clear dense energies and pave the way for balance. Lighting a blue candle before bed can bring emotional healing, while a handful of coarse salt behind the door acts as powerful protection. Spirituality reveals itself in these everyday gestures, awakening the hidden power that lives within each of us. Want a practical example of prosperity? Take some cinnamon powder, hold it in your hands, and blow it on your front door at dawn, asking for abundance and joy. This simple spell is an ancient ritual that many practitioners use to attract positive energy. Another custom is to write wishes on a piece of paper during the waxing moon and keep it in a jar with crystals, such as pyrite, which vibrates prosperity. These small acts carry mystery and power, like seeds of transformation planted in everyday life. The secret lies in understanding that these spells are not magic tricks, but instruments for connecting spirituality and daily life. Each gesture carries the practitioner's intention, and Roshan, when performed with faith and clarity, can change the course of things. These fundamentals make Wicca an accessible, practical, and profoundly effective source of wisdom. And it is precisely this powerful simplicity, that leads us to see how Wicca can truly change the reality of those who practice it. When someone delves into the fundamentals of Wicca, they realize that it goes far beyond rituals. It is a lifestyle capable of transforming reality. By aligning energy, intention, and spirituality, the practitioner finds balance, healing, and abundance in areas that previously seemed confusing. White magic is not a distant spectacle. It happens in the simple act of giving thanks, caring for the elements, and connecting with the moon and the sacred. Little by little, the person discovers the hidden secret that true strength was already within them. This transformation isn't limited to the internal. In practice, life begins to take on new paths, healthier relationships, protection against energy drain, and even unexpected opportunities that arise as a response to spiritual awakening. The Wiccan Magic Circle expands our perception of reality, demonstrating that we are co-creators of our destiny. Each ritual, symbol, and spell serve as reminders that we have the power to write our own story. It is through this process that the practitioner realizes that Wicca is not just a set of beliefs, but an invitation to live in harmony with the universe. By understanding ancient wisdom and applying it through simple gestures, a portal to healing, abundance, and true transformation opens. Life ceases to be something that happens by chance and becomes a path of balance, awareness, and personal power. And this is just the beginning of a much longer journey, capable of revealing even deeper secrets and mysteries. And now, after delving deep into the fundamentals of Wiccan magic, only one question remains. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep it tucked away as just another curiosity, or will you use this spiritual awakening to transform your reality? Because the truth is, life doesn't change on its own. It responds to your energy, your choices, and your connection with the sacred. Think about it. How many times have you felt you needed more balance, protection, or abundance? How many times have you searched for a secret that could reveal hidden paths to your inner strength? The white magic of Wicca is there for this, to show that every ritual, every gesture, every intention can be a turning point. The question is, are you ready to begin your own transformation? If this journey resonates with you, don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue learning with me about spirituality, personal power, and Wiccan magic. The awakening has already begun. Now all that's left is for you to take the next step.